Okay, now directly I'll be interviewing. Siva sir, I think so my slides are visible and I'm audible too.
Yeah.
You
may go ahead.
Okay. So, namaste everyone. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the valued participants who are here in this Zoom platform. A different eminent speaker from Egypt and Indonesia and from home and abroad. Welcome to Nepal virtually. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants being the master of ceremony in this IELTA Nepal 5th webinar dated on 6th May 2023. So it's truly an excellent opportunity for learning and sharing the different ELT skills and knowledge among the varied audiences. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the official members, province coordinators of IELTA head office and IELTA Nepal branch office too. We are very proud to announce that International English Language Teacher Association is spreading in many parts of the world, and now we are proud to call as the IELTians family with many branches in the world. We wish a very warm welcome to all of you and a heartily congratulate to be a part of this international webinar. It's my prayer that this webinar will be valued, adding to all highly educative, contributive to existing knowledge, memorable, and it can curb to move forward in our journey to learn something academically. And especially today we have two great presenters from Egypt and Indonesia, Waida ma'am and Urifa ma'am. So let me continue. So IELTA Nepal 5th international webinar and the speakers from Egypt and Indonesia. So I like to welcome all the guests of honors. I will not be taking their name right now, but we can give them the opportunities, even all the IELTA Nepal team, to support and to move this webinar forward successfully too. So I like to give the deepest thanks to our Zoom ID sponsor, Mr. Bhupati Basyal, Chair of Society of Technology Friendly Teachers Nepal, STFT, for sponsoring today's Zoom ID, which can make this webinar vibrant and successful too. So there is one video presentation about our country Nepal, which can highlight about the culture and different other ethnic groups and languages about Nepal. So the video credits goes to IELTA Nepal Learners Department, and this video has been prepared from students from Vishwa Adarsh Secondary School, Itari, Nepal, students from grade 11, Prakriti Nirola, Grishma Adhikari, Aryan Kharka, Yusan Rai Maji, and Sudarshan Limbu. So let's move with the video first, and after that, we'll be moving with the webinar. So let me check. So it was the video which was made by our students from grade 11. So let me move further in my presentation. So here we go. So I request Mr. Sivaram Paurel, Academic Secretary of IELTA Nepal, to read the bio of our first speaker. So Sivaram sir.
Okay, I'm here, sir.
So Miss Waida Olabasi from Egypt.
Waida Alwasi is a RELO certified mentor to 2020 US Embassy Cairo. She is a TESOL certified from the University of Maryland, Baltimore country, UMBC, which was sponsored by the US Department of State. She conducted her master's degree in applied linguistics. Tata University, Waida has been an EFL teacher and instructor for more than 20 years. She is a NTTP British Council educator and has been certified the Digital Literacy Tools SEL program. She was certified as a Global Educators Resource Bank program, which was sponsored by the US Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. She has presented many conferences and webinars virtually and real ones. She is the founder of IELTA Egypt Teacher Training Organization, part of the International English Language Teacher Association. Waida has been nominated as a top achiever in an exchange program to the US sponsored by TIEC, Texas International Educational Consortium to the USA. Waida obtained her BA degree in Literature, Faculty of Arts, Minufia University. She has a great passion towards applying new digital tools and technologies into her teaching. She loves music and poetry. Thank you.
So, ma'am, now the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Thank you, dear. Okay, let me start sharing. Is it showing now?
Yes, ma'am. It's busy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, everyone. And I'm so excited to be with you today in IELTA Nepal, part of the International IELTA. Today, this lecture workshop initially discusses the problematic of one-sided approach of formal education. So the idea of digital tools to increase the speaking practice and holistic learning is introduced theoretically and then practically. So we need to reflection is concerned to be integrated part of learning process. So we have many engaging tools to comprise resources like Zoom meeting, platform, Flipgrid, sometimes YouTube, and many. So we made in making organizing activities for young people, they need to master this speaking skill. So for me, Huwaida, initially I'm a foreign language teacher. So from my experience, I have been working as an English teacher, EFL teacher for more than 20 years. In my master studies, I took a special interest in holistic learning combined with the education outdoors. So for personality development towards sustainability, I also promote the wild pedagogic in Egypt. Let me say that the concept of out of sight is out of mind is real. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. So let's get started for real this time. Language learning applications. So digital tools to increase speaking skills, digital tool to enhance these skills. We can say like a subtitle digital tool to increase the speaking practice. The first slide talks about the which I consider the most important one, dictionaries. Let me share my screen now. Let me stop sharing first to show you how can I use this dictionary. Okay. Okay, so just a minute. This dictionary I consider one of the best, which is, okay, is it showing now? Yeah. This online dictionary, which I consider the best, Cambridge Dictionary. So let me show you how can I use this for pronunciation. Here, if I look for the word crime, for example, let me type crime. Okay. I can see a lot of, definition. This is not my concern. We have here a UK
Crime.
we can pronounce it in the American way.
Crime.
We have like the definition, the adjective that goes with it: serious crime, knife crime, life of crime. Okay, and the definition, of course. Okay, so we have the pronunciation and we have the definition. This is the first step. Okay, let me show you again the second one. Okay. So the dictionary I consider one of the best, which is Cambridge Dictionary. Let me ask you, if we have looked up the word crime, what words can you use with the word crime? Can I say horrible crime, horrific, violent? With this word. I have the best platform or tool for this, which is osdic.com. Let me share this link with you. Okay. This will be a good tool for our students to master the speaking skill if they are not like use this. Okay. The next slide would be, let's share it again. So we have here Cambridge Dictionary, the first one, and the second one that collocates, which is that gives you collocation with any word, which is osdic.com. We have here another thing we have to consider, which is pronunciation. I'll say that you can go to Google and you type definition, then you write the word, for example, letter. Okay, let's do it together. All right. How can I be sure with the word pronunciation? Okay, I'll go to Google and then write definition, and then I go to any word to write any word or type any word. For example, here we have here this app which is Farvo pronunciation. I'm going to share the link with you, no worries. We can write the word letter, okay? What I am concerned about now is not the definition. I'm not concerned about the definition or something that collocate with it. I'm concerned about the letter, the pronunciation. Let me check.
Letter,
Is it audible?
letter,
Sujit, is it
Yes,
audible
yes, yes.
with you?
Yes, it is audible.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
it's audible.
thank you. And we can resort to the British pronunciation when we can click on British.
Letter.
Letter. So this is a good tool for us to master the pronunciation too. Farvo is a good tool for us to do so. Perfect. So again, the next slide. So we have pronunciation, definition, collocation, and I have here the link for Farvo. I'm going to share it with you on the chat box, or I'm going to send it to Sujit to share it later on, okay? So I guess Farvo is a good tool for us to master the pronunciation, whether it's a British or if you are like me, admirer of an American accent, you can use it or you can look it up. So the next slide, listening. Number 4, listening to podcasts. I assure you that listening to podcasts is a very efficient way to master the language. We have the best, I guess, the best, I consider the best, BBC 6-Minute English podcast, which focuses on the British accent. And we have Voice of America podcasts. And let me share these links with you to show you how it works. Okay. Start sharing. Let me go to the site. Right. We have here the site, which is BBC Learning English 6-Minute. You can find like a couple of videos and you can listen to any of 6-Minute English from these archives. Let me pick one, for example, to show you how it works. Women in politics, or would you eat? Do you get jealous? Food and mood. Okay, let's pick this one, losing your mother tongue. I'm going to click on it. You can listen to this podcast Okay. We have here like a wonderful way to master the listening skill. You can download the PDF or you can download the audio. Okay, let's listen.
6-Minute English.
From bbclearningenglish.com.
Hello, this is 6 Minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Sam.
And after several years
So,
traveling through Europe,
this
they are
is a really wonderful tool for us to, you see, master the listening skill. And we have here Voice of America. This site is really like, it's an epic. It's a magic. You can listen to the podcast. Let me pick one. We have like millions of, or a lot of podcasts. Let me pick one. Eric, ask a teacher. Okay, let me pick this one. Okay. Okay, let me play this podcast. As you can see, it focuses on the American accent. All right. Oh, let me play it.
there has long been a debate among experts
can just,
about how best to
download it
teach
from the
children
direct,
to read
link
in the
here
United States.
under the podcast.
The debate involves
Okay.
two methods for teaching
So,
words.
Let's go back to our slide. Right. Let me make it like a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so now we know how to master the listening skill. Next, I have a tip or a piece of tip like for you, if you will allow me. Okay. Self-analysis. If you are a language student or even a teacher who want to enhance your professional development, I'd say that your self-analysis is really crucial. Analysis is key to developing successful speaking skill. Record yourself and analyze what points to improve on. Let me show you how this diagram goes on. Record yourself. Use your phone, computer, or even tablet to record your speeches. And then the next step, receive feedback. How? You can get feedback from friends and family through online platforms, right? And the third step, you can analyze your speeches, listen to recordings, and take notes on where to improve. Yeah. Let's go to this slide and say online platforms for teachers. So what I have already mentioned are some like tools that can be helpful to teachers and students. But now let me tell you that teachers and students have another platform, which is we call video conferencing software. How can video conferencing software can be used for speaking practice? Can you provide example for popular video conferencing software, guys? Okay, let me check the chat box for these answers. Yeah, thank you. So, do you have any idea how video conferencing software can be used for speaking practice. Yeah, Zoom, perfect. Okay, Kim, Don, Google, yeah, Google Classroom. Seda said Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, yes, Seda. Ruhetash, Team, yeah. Microsoft Teams, perfect. Gaston Ahmed said Zoom, yes. WebEx, yeah, but I guess WebEx, is it for free or is it paid? Ruhetash, Loom, perfect, Loom, yeah. Yes, Sarah, nobody mentioned Loom. Yes, it's free. Okay, thank you, Ruhetash. Doc, message video call, perfect. Yeah, great. Great ideas. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so good participant. Okay, can you just let's go to the next slide. Perfect. Yes, yes. Yes, Doc, Viber could do. Yeah, Viber too. Good, great idea, Doc. It's pretty incredible, these tools or this platform. It could, you know, we are like traditional educators. We used to use the board, but now we have tons of digital tools that is really helpful for us as educators or as teachers for language learning, or we can call it language learning application. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So we have many, as I have just, you all mentioned that video conference software like Zoom, Skype, and Google Meet, it could be used for online language classes or conversation practice with a tutor or language exchange partner. Yeah. The first one is Google Classroom. Google Classroom, this tool helps teachers to create and manage online classes, assignments, and discussion. And I guess you're all familiar with Google Classroom. Now we have Zoom. We all familiar with Zoom. And this video conferencing tool enables teachers to conduct virtual classes, meeting, and webinars too. Finally, Flipgrid. It's not finally, we have like tons of these digital tools. Flipgrid is, it permits teachers to create short video based on discussion, allowing students to share their thoughts and ideas. I myself, I'm a big admirer of Flipgrid. My students usually, you know, record their video and then they send it like a home assignment, and it's really epic, and I like it. It's really, you know, it makes your student a good participant, good communicator, and they, if they are even shy, they can, you see, they can just record their voices only. And we have this modern technology that penetrates everybody's life, which is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, lastly, use ChatGPT to skyrocket your English practice. So accelerate your teaching and learning process. I have here like a short video that shows you how to use the ChatGPT, okay? All right. Let me share the sound first, okay? But there are many digital tools. Yes, I understand that you wrote in the chat box that there is a lot of digital tools available for learning a speaking skill, but language learning applications are many and are available, such as Rosetta Stone that practice speaking skill in a structural way. Unlike online language exchanges like italki, Tandem, Connect Language, you see. All right, let me say There's a lot, yes. There's a lot of video conferencing software, as we have already mentioned, and that we have the podcast, podcast, that listening to podcast in the language you are learning can help improve your listening skill and your speaking skill too, as well as provide example of natural conversation. Yeah, it provides you with whether it's British or American language learning communities. Yeah, perfect. Language learning communities, these online communities such as Hello Talkie, and I guess let me mention some, not to mention many. iTalki, maybe Hello Talk, and more. So let me show you the video that summarizes this idea. Okay. All right. Let me first share the screen. Okay. Perfect. All right. Here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Kate. Today I'm going to tell you how to use ChatGPT to improve your English. It's an AI language model created by OpenAI. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how ChatGPT works and how it can benefit your English learning journey. So, what is ChatGPT really? If you don't know what AI is, ChatGPT is a type of computer program that is designed to understand and generate natural language. It uses complex algorithms and a large amount of data to generate responses to questions or prompts that it gets. In other words, it's a robot that can help us learn English better. And in this video, I'm going to show you a few amazing ways in which you can use ChatGPT to improve your English and practice your English speaking skills. It's really incredible. This AI model is like having a personal English teacher. It can understand and talk back using natural language, making learning English more fun. It's like having a coach who is always ready to help you get better. Let's start using it to speak English better and understand it more easily. The first thing you can do with ChatGPT is practicing a conversation with you. Let's take a look. Could you talk to me in English?
Amazing, isn't it?
Also, you may ask ChatGPT to correct your answers, your writing and grammar. Could you correct my mistakes, please? So it works like your personal tutor. It's so exciting. The next wonderful thing you can do with ChatGPT is to practice a natural conversation or practice a dialogue. You can use it to make scripts for practicing different kinds of conversation in different situations. For example, so we have an example of an English conversation at a coffee shop. You can read the conversation, see how the language is used, and practice it out loud. Or you can ask it to write a conversation at the hotel. Here's a really cool thing. You can copy this text and put it into a speech software like Natural Readers. I'll show you how to do it. Just copy and paste it, then you can hear it, not just read it.
Guest, hi, I have a reservation under the name Johnson. Receptionist, hello, Mr. Johnson. Let me just pull up your reservation.
Alright, one more thing you can do with ChatGPT is to practice vocabulary. For example, you can ask it for the meaning of a specific word. For example, what is rural? And then you can ask it to write a sentence with this word. Give me an example sentence using the word rural. If you are not satisfied with its response, you can say, please write one more example. You can learn vocabulary in a different way. For example, ask ChatGPT to write synonyms for the word. Great job! Before we continue to practice, I just want to say, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't
Yeah. So I have here like the website for practicing speaking. We have, okay, let me open the link. I'm going to click on it. Here we go, free for talk. We have here like many communities you can talk, or many, like groups on this platform that you can practice the language with anybody. You can practice this with native speaker or from any from other countries of the world. Okay. Okay, let me go to the PowerPoint again. Youglish, yeah. I assure you that Youglish is a real perfect site for your practicing English. Okay, okay, let me click on the link to share it with you. Youglish. Of the link. Okay. Youglish. You can write anything. Let me try rhyme, for example. I can tell you to, I can tell, or I can ask him to say US, UK, Australian, British, etc. So I tell him to say it. And we have like a video that implies the word crime.
Same way that a big city mayor's got to cut the crime rate down if he wants that city to thrive. But we also have to attend to a lot of other issues, and we got to make sure that we're right-sizing our approach so that what we do isn't counterproductive. I would argue that our invasion of Iraq was counterproductive really to the goal.
Beneficial, and it's really like amazing. So again, let's go back to the slides. Well, example, in some classroom situations, if one student doesn't bring their smartphones or just forgot to recharge it, the teacher will go nuts because the smartphone has everything nowadays. Yeah. We can use this social platform to boost or to enhance the speaking Pascal, we can go to this Facebook live stream your speeches to engage with audiences, and this gives you like a confidence and to be autonomous learner, to allow us to share our thoughts and ideas with the world. And we have Twitter Spaces. Join with conversation on Twitter Spaces or host your own. And finally, LinkedIn. LinkedIn Learning could build your professional profile and improve your communication skills with LinkedIn Learning. Now, for the final video, let me make it like a PowerPoint presentation. Is it audible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's go to tip number 1. These are some final tips for our lecture today.
Hi, I'm Mickey Rogers, one of the authors of the Mind series.
Sorry. I just want to make sure that the voice is clear.
Hi, I'm Mickey Rogers, one of the authors of the Mind series. Teachers all over the world seem to have the same types of difficulties with speaking activities. Students don't want to speak, they lack the vocabulary to express their ideas, they're afraid of making errors, they speak their native language in groups or pairs. Well,
okay, I'm just maximizing the voice. I can see that it's not clear.
Difficulties with speaking activities. Students don't want to speak.
Oops, sorry.
They lack the vocabulary to express their ideas, they're afraid of making errors, they speak their native language in groups or pairs. Well, setting up speaking activities in stages and including planning time can help. Taking a bit more time at the beginning can make speaking activities go more smoothly. Here are some ideas for staging your speaking activities. In the first stage, review useful grammar and vocabulary before the task, even if students have already had lots of practice in the target language. A model conversation can work well for this. Now, it isn't very useful to have them just read the conversation like parrots, but it is useful to go through the conversation to highlight relevant grammar and vocabulary that students need for the task. The second stage should be to brainstorm ideas. Students often need help with thinking of an experience or a topic to talk about, so it's a good idea to do a short class brainstorming session and write the ideas on the board. The third stage is to give students a framework that they can use to plan what they are going to say. This can be something as simple as a short list of questions or notes to complete, such as what happened, when, where, who was there, what happened in the end. First, this provides thinking and planning time. It's very difficult, even in our native language, to talk about something without having time to think about what we're going to say. Second, this is an opportunity for you to help students with individual vocabulary questions. They're all talking about different topics, so they will need slightly different vocabulary. Of course, this approach takes time, but students are doing much more than just the speaking activity. They're reviewing grammar, vocabulary, and useful phrases, and maybe pronunciation too. They're doing a brainstorming activity. They're getting practice in making notes. And when they do the speaking activity, these are the probable The third stage is to give students, very difficult, even in our native language, to talk about something without having time to think about what we're going to say. Second, this is an opportunity for you to help students with individual vocabulary questions. They're all talking about different topics, so they will need slightly different vocabulary. Of course, this approach takes time, but students are doing much more than just the speaking activity. They're reviewing grammar, vocabulary, and useful phrases, and maybe pronunciation too. They're doing a brainstorming activity. They're getting practice in making notes. And when they do the speaking activity, these are the probable results. Students will feel more prepared for the task, which builds confidence. Students will take a more personal interest in the topic. They will learn vocabulary that they really want to know. They will do the task more efficiently, and there will be less use of the native language. In the end, you've had a well-rounded lesson and ended with a successful speaking activity.
Yeah, so we have like final tip for our presentation. Let's conclude it by saying speaking is a valuable life skill that requires practice. So practice makes perfect. The digital tools listed here are a great way to enhance your speaking skills and inspire you along the way. So practice today, don't procrastinate it for tomorrow. And if you wish to get more information, I'm ready. This is my email, and thank you, and I'm open to questions now. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, for a really insightful presentation.
Thank you.
Govinda sir.
Yes. Am I audible, Sujit sir?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Sujit sir, teacher Sujit. Now we are in the question answer session. I'd like to thank Madam for the wonderful presentation. And please.
Sujit, there's sorry for interruption. There's some question in the chat box for my presentation.
Yeah, I would like to request Suzana Lamisane madam to facilitate in the question answer session. Suzana madam, please.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. At first, I would like to do namaskar, everyone, and good evening. Yeah, regarding question, how can I use GPT in Egypt? It was asked by Sark Olam.
Okay, you can just, yeah, good question.
How can I use GPT in Egypt?
Yeah, good question. You can use the VPN or you can use mine. I have like one from Poland. A friend from Poland gave me the email and I used it. So I guess it's not available in Egypt yet. So you can use mine or you can use like VPN to, to use it in Egypt. But I have a good idea if you can allow me that you can use like poo.com, AI.com. It's like, it's similar to ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT 3. So we have like, similar sites, and it's not necessary to use ChatGPT. I'm going to send you, Sujit, these links if you allow me after the presentation. Thank you. If there's other question, I hope I've answered your question.
I haven't found any query regarding your presentation till now. So I would like to speak. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. It was really very insightful for all of us. We have learned many things regarding video conferencing software and others, as we have actively participated everyone. So we got really very insightful ideas. And so thank you so much once again for your praiseworthy presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
have a question
And
from
yeah,
Nawal.
Yeah,
The
there's a
dictionary
question.
I have used, yes, it's Cambridge Dictionary, online Cambridge Dictionary. And I'm going to send you all the whole links now, right now. Okay.
yeah.
While Sujit proceed with his webinar, I'm going to send it on the chat box. Thank you so much. I'm going to send the whole links I talked about in my presentation today.
And shall I speak here?
Yeah, madam, yes, please.
Yeah, Doc John, it seems that all the apps you had shown earlier prefer particular English like American and British Englishes respectively. Do they not infringe the notion brought by the word Englishes that break countries English sound?
Sorry?
Sujana, madam, I think why the madam has not got the question clearly.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm going to repeat it.
Yeah.
It seems that it was by Doc June. It seems that all the apps you had shown earlier prefer particular English like American and British Englishes respectively. Do they not infringe the notion brought by the word Englishes that weave?
Aha, I got it. Do you not infringe the notion brought by the word English that beef up the country's English sound?
Yes, that was the question.
Infringe the notion brought by the word English. That, yeah, as long as I understand you, as long as I know what you are saying, is not necessarily that you use the American or British or even Australian, whatever the accent you are using, it's not necessary. I understand you, and that's okay. Okay, so, but if you are like a big admirer of the American accent, as I do, you can resort to these sites. It gives you whatever you wish, whether it's British or American, whatever. So it's up to you, sir. I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, thank you, madam, for the responses as well. Now we move forward with the webinar. Now we are in another session of presenting certificate of appreciation, and I would like to invite Mr. Siddha Ganesh Sangwad sir to facilitate this session.
Siddha sir.
Yes, okay, thank you, sir. I'm here. Okay, thank you. I am going to read out this certificate of appreciation. International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal. Certificate of appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Waida Alabasi, Egypt, in sincere acknowledgement for our invaluable and worthy presentation on topic digital tools to increase speaking practice in the 5th IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practice in English language teaching held on 6 May 2023. Signature by Sivaram Podel, Academic Secretary, IELTA Nepal, Govinda Sharma, Public Relations Officers, IELTA Nepal, Siddha Ganesh Sangwad, General Secretary, IELTA Nepal, and Sujit Karki, Ambassador, IELTA Nepal. Thank you.
And we would like to express the deepest sir to Waida ma'am for a wonderful presentation.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Highly
Siddha,
appreciate
sir.
it.
So now we move to the second presentation of today's webinar. This evening we have another presenter from Indonesia. And I would like to invite Mr. Khemraj Rauteda sir to read the bio of second presenter. Sir, please.
Okay, so am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much to the IELTA Nepal for organizing this wonderful event. So this is Kim, province coordinator of IELTA Nepal, Sudurpashchim province. Thank you so much, Sudhit sir, for assigning me this task as well. So without delay, let me read out the bio of Rifa ma'am. Rifa is an English educator with 14 years of teaching experience in a formal institution and 4 years in a non-formal institution. She studied and completed her bachelor's degree in English education at the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at the University of Muhammadiyah Malang, Indonesia. She is now the coordinator for the International Collaboration Project at some schools. Rifa has visited India and South Korea for the Students and Teachers Exchange Program and passionately contribute to some international collaboration projects, such as part of the ISA International School Award for some schools in India, Pakistan, and Nepal. She is the initiator of Butterfly Club in Sri Sesas International Public School, Tamil Nadu, Salim, India. She is also a hand embroidery trainer for Women Empowerment Program. She is the IELTA Ambassador of Indonesia 2022. Now over to you, Rifa. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim sir. Rifa ma'am, you can start. Yeah, yep. You're welcome, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much, sir, for wonderful introductions. And first of all, I would like to say gratitude to Sujit sir for inviting me to be part of this wonderful webinar and share my experience about the exchanging program. And I would like to share screen. And before that, you know that English is not daily spoken languages in some countries, for example, in Indonesia and other countries around the world. And that's why we as English educator tried our best to facilitate our students to practice the English. And here's my presentation. So the topic today we'll deliver is the benefit of cultural exchange program in students teachers English development. And then the definition. Exchange is an activity in which teachers or students from different countries trade or share ideas and experiences to benefit all parties. An exchange may be physical, involving travel, and be hosted by a partner institution. In return, they have to host the same school at the later stage. Or exchange can be done virtually using online platforms to communicate, as mentioned before by the previous speakers. So that's how we exchange our cultural to boost or to motivate students and teachers practice and communicate in English using different topics in every stages. So thank you so much for the previous facilitator or speakers. That's really wonderful. That support the cultural exchange in person. So before the pandemic, you know, we did a lot of collaborations with the different schools around the globe. And that's why it is time for us to plan, to arrange, to visit for each other. So that will be wonderful because visiting countries, it will not only because of tourism attraction, but more of that we are in education field, and we'll get a lot of things when we visit each other. And then what is a cultural exchange? Culture can be defined as the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society. So a cultural exchange is simply sharing any aspect of one culture with someone else from a different background, and vice versa. It could be sharing information about what clothes we wear, learning a type of instrument we played, or talking about religion or politics. It could be discussing each other's ideas and beliefs about anything that we do, from day-to-day activities to special celebrations, and what food that we like to make or sport that we play. You know, that's all things are interesting to be discussed, and it's easy ways to motivate students and even teachers to speak up using English, because you know the main goal of the cultural exchange is to practice English with the different topics or daily topics. So that will be very interesting. And next is, what is the importance of cultural exchange? Learning about other cultures different to our own is important because it shows us that there are different ways of doing things, other ways of living and experiencing things, and opens our world of new experiences. Not only will cultural exchange benefit us as a personal level, but being exposed to different cultures can be incredibly inspiring, as we're influenced by new food, art, music, writing, and every aspect of life. And cultural exchange can lead us to a wonderful fusion of styles, in particular for creative people, but for everyone. So at the end of this presentation, we may discuss more about our planning, if it is possible. If not, so we can discuss later, right? And then the benefit of cultural exchange. See, I highlight learn English here on my image, yeah, because we emphasize in the learning English, and English as the communication tool. And the exchange program fostered a learning relationship that empowered the English language learner, and the teachers came to value the multilingual skills of their students. The teachers also acquired crucial insight into the parents' motivations through intimate engagement with daily family life. There is a role reversal: student as teacher and teacher as learner. So like we change our position. Not always that we are teacher as a teacher, but sometimes we change our position, teacher as a learner, and students become our teacher. And a theme of teachers reconceptualizing the role of families through participating as members of their host families. Thus, this program enables teachers to focus on not merely addressing methods of pedagogy in class, but also renegotiating the nation of students' learning engagement in a living landscape. Students progressively shifted their focus to improving communication through fluency rather than accuracy. So we emphasize on accuracy because students forced, a little bit forced to speak in English, because if I came to Korea, if I visited Korea, then I should speak in English rather than my own language or Korean language, because I just know little about Korean language. That's why students or teachers, me as a teacher, have to communicate in English with the Korean people or Korean teachers and also Korean students. And when I visited India too, I need to communicate in English too, because I do not understand Hindi or Malayalam or any other Indian languages. That's why I need to speak in English. And also students in India have to speak in English with me, because as I said, that's I don't understand Hindi at all. And suppose that I want to visit Nepal, I want to visit Egypt, I need to speak in English, right? So we need to communicate in English. Students and teachers need to communicate English. That's why it will improve fluency, English fluency. All right. And what is the participants' outcomes, especially for teachers? Number one, when teachers participate in exchange, they meet teachers of the partner schools, which positively influences their teaching and learning and subsequently benefits students' learning outcomes too. And second, teacher professional learning during exchange provides transformative learning opportunities through exposure to diverse students, classrooms, schools, and cultures in the host country. This learning process results in more interactive teaching upon return. The third, through exchange, teachers develop their abilities to probe deeply into social inequality, to challenge the traditional pattern of privilege, and to implement equity-oriented teaching. And the fourth, teacher exchanges enhance intercultural competencies, which allow teachers to better translate cross-cultural knowledge into pedagogical practice, and cultivating flexible and innovative teaching environment for all students. So there are a lot of benefits for teachers. And for school communities, teachers exchanges enable teachers and students to join the local society as part of a global community of practice, nurturing their awareness of social responsibility and commitment to the larger community. And the second, community-based learning fosters understanding of the importance of social justice in community building, resulting in an integrated learning community for all global citizens. And the third, teachers' exchange provides spaces for teachers to reflect on their own cultural views and leadership philosophy. And this multidimensional reflection can support teachers in building a more engaging school community. And then the benefit for K-12 education system. Number one, teacher exchange support education system in becoming more responsive to different students' learning expectation and needs, constituting a more student-centered school environment that enhances student academic performance. And the second, teacher exchange support internationalization of K-12 education system through understanding of diversity in social studies curricula and design for inclusions of diverse perspectives that support students from various ethnicities and cultural backgrounds. And the third, curriculum and pedagogy in cross-cultural context is a deliberate approach to emphasize teaching innovation and improve student attainment. And for key, as this already done, and then for students, participant outcomes for students. Number one, exchange program develops students' intercultural competencies through in-class learning activities and social interactions with the host families. The second, student exchange plays essential roles in enriching students' second language learning and enhancing their communication skills in the local learning environment. Third, cross-cultural learning opportunities help students personally develop development in terms of curiosity, openness, and respect, which further construct their self-confidence, sense of responsibilities, and self-esteem. Fourth, interacting with people from different cultural backgrounds during the exchange cultivates students' knowledge of cultural diversity and social differences, reducing intercultural bias and misunderstanding, and fostering a positive relationship with the local society. And then students attend and engagement in class during the exchange can effectively promote better academic result and performance, primarily in language learning and intercultural competence. And then students exchange offer multifaceted learning perspective for students with regard to their future career exploration and preparation. And for school communities, especially when we saw it from a student side, a community-based practices in students exchanges focus on preparing students to engage in the international community through academic interactions, moral perspectives, and social participation. Students become aware of multiple ways of learning, thinking, and living. Students exchange enable their comprehensions and capacity to better understand the globalized world. And then the development of linguistic, social, and cultural identities enhances students' intercultural and international worldviews and promotes global citizenship. It's now promoted during pandemic that we cross the border virtually, but after pandemic, we must plan to visit in person, right? And for K-12 education system, it is again, it's viewed from a student's side. Through cross-cultural interactions and on-site immersion learning, students exchange provided a space for development and assessment of students' learning outcomes. K-12 education system are enriched through interaction with the host school through immersive contact, building a positive collaborative relationship between different education systems. There is a need to implement the concept of intersectionality in K-12 school system as part of seeking an inclusive, hoped-for education system for all. Through interactions with different study abroad curricula and designs, ideas for improvements to local students' exchange program design emerge. Teachers and educators need to be provided with sufficient training and workshop before the students' exchanges so that they can guide all aspects of students' learning during the visit. And through teachers' professional learning about exchanges, the importance of students' involvement in exchange designs emerge. And international students' exchange fosters transnationalism or global citizenships, which may lead to future students' mobility, which in turn has an impact on students' preparation for their educational trajectory. And then consideration for access to students' exchange involve finding solution to the financial challenge of study abroad. So there's a lot of benefits for students teachers exchange, especially in English development and also personal development for teachers and students. And for further, you can browse students teachers exchange, and you will find there's a lot of sites that offer volunteering program for students and teachers and accommodation for during your visits in the respected countries. And it's starting from 1 week and then 1 month and 1 year, the duration of the time. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. Over to you, Teacher Suju.
Thank you, Rifa madam. Now let's have a short question and answer session. And for the questions, now I'd like to request Sujana Lamisane madam. Sujana madam, are you there?
Suzana ma'am. Govinda sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. You can address the question.
Yes. Just a minute. Yeah, let me check the questions.
If the participant has some queries related to the presentation and all, you can just write your question in the chat box so that Govinda sir will be addressing those questions.
Well, I think maybe the participant do not need a question, but we need real action, and like when we will have an exchange program together.
Yeah. You have got a lot of appreciation in the chat box, ma'am. Yeah, there is a question for you. Is students exchange program sponsored by Indonesia?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, for sponsorship, it's depend on the program that you take. For example, if you click like Indonesian Education Ministry, so there's some sponsor for this program. But of course, it's not that easy ways to get, because if we involve the government in our program, there's a lot of steps to fulfill. But when we like from Indonesia and contact teacher Sujit from Nepal or teacher Nirmala from Malaysia, and we have communication for each other, and then we discuss, may I visit your school? And so in our expense, that will be easier. There will be no problem. It's like a shortcut for our program. If a parent's okay, and then school's okay, so we can proceed that. So if
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
There is another question, query as well, madam, for you. The question is how to meet the financial challenges students are struggling with in pursuing studies abroad.
Oh yeah, at the first months or 3 first months, the students see something beautiful, and they may spend all them, not all, but some of their money for their travel here. That's why it become a challenge and in the first semester for them. That's why if a student realize for it, then they try to manage their money, their financials in a good way. And then for key, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Naran Prasad sir has asked, there's another question. I think, is it kindergarten to 12? He has asked.
K-12 it means that kindergarten to 12 graders, but for kindergarten it's not possible to go to other countries because it's too small, and we need to have several authentic or official documents from school parents and also the government, local Indonesian government, when we go through the immigration sections. That's why it is easier if we bring like a primary students or plus 10 or 10 plus 1, it means like 11 or 12 grades, because they adult.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Naran sir also has asked again, K-12 education means, he has asked the meaning of K-12 education, madam. I think you need to clarify this.
Yeah, it means that kindergarten to 12 graders.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, there is one experience, a participant has shared experience, madam, here. I was a participant of an exchange program of STEMU back in college. It was really a great experience, learned a lot of Indonesian culture and teaching practices. I'm from Philippines. Oh, thank you very much for the
That's a wonderful experience. Yeah, glad to know it.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I don't think we have all the queries in the chat box. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now we'd like to present a certificate of appreciation to Urifa Madam, and to facilitate this certification program, Siddha Ganesh sir, please, Siddha sir. I would like to invite Siddha sir for this session. We'd like to provide a certificate of appreciation to Urifa Madam.
Okay, sir.
It was really a wonderful presentation, very insightful.
Okay,
Siddha sir, please, yes.
Yes, sir. International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Urifa, Indonesia, in sincere acknowledgement for our invaluable and worthy presentation on topic, the benefits of cultural exchange program in students, teachers, English development, in the 5th IELTA International webinar on practice in English language teaching held on 6th May 2023. Sivaram Paudel, Academic Secretary, Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officers, Siddha Ganesh South, General Secretary, and Sujit Karki, Ambassador, IELTA Nepal. I kindly present.
Thank you, Siddha sir, and I'd like to request Urifa Madam to receive the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so much. It's an honor for me to receive the certificate, and hope this is a benefit for us, and we can discuss it for more later. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam, on behalf of IELTA Nepal. Yeah, so now we are going to going for another session, that is certificate of participation. And for this session, I would like to invite Narayani Pathak Timilsina Madam.
Okay,
Narayani Madam, yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'm ready here. Yes, International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Participation. This certificate is awarded to for successful participation in the 5th International Webinar of IELTA Nepal on practices in English language teaching, held on 6th May 2023. We are really grateful to have your precious time and support to join this webinar. Academic Secretary, IELTA Nepal, Sivaram Paudel, Public Relation Officer, IELTA Nepal, Govinda Sharma, Siddha Ganesh Sanwad, General Secretary, IELTA Nepal, Sujit Kargi, Ambassador, IELTA Nepal. Thank you, Govinda sir.
Thank you very much, madam. So I'd also like to request all the participants to receive the certificate of participation. All participants will receive the certificate in the email. So I'd like to inform you all in the accordingly. Now we are almost to the end of today's webinar, and now I'd like to invite Sivaram Paudel sir for reflection and vote of thanks to everyone.
Okay, thank you, sir. Respected presenters and IELTians around the world and other participants, first of all, I'd like to thank our presenters, both of the presenters, Waida ma'am and Urifa ma'am. The ideas presented by both of the speakers were remarkably wonderful and fruitful. So they presented the ideas such as the technologies in today's world and today's classroom, which was quite implementational also. So this is the time of digital technologies, as we as teachers have to be aware of new trends in education and offer our students a chance to be global learner. So teaching English these days is far easier than of our time when we were learner, when we were students. Such technologies have made so we have to embrace the ideas and the trends that are popular these days in the field of education, especially in language education. To sum up, We are very grateful to the presenters and the participants who contributed to make this fifth webinar grand success. And we hope support from everyone in the days to come. Thank you. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Sivaram sir. Thank you, Govinda sir. And thank you all the core officials, province coordinators to make this webinar successful. Now we have the last one, that is group photo. So I request all the valued participants to open their cameras so that we can have the group photo, so that it will be a memory for us. So I request all the participants to please turn on their camera.
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah, Sivaram sir, you can also have a click. I'll be also clicking from here. So I'm checking here. Yes, I request all the valued participants to open their camera so that we can have a group photo. So ready, 1, 2, 3. So let me move to next page. 1, 2, 3. And the final one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so thank you. Thank you everyone for your time, for your energy, and for your valuable contribution to make this webinar successful. Hope we'll be giving you the next link in the upcoming days to get further update about our IELTA Nepal 6th international webinar after we decide the presenters from here. So thank you. Let me unmute you all.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank
really
you.
wonderful
Thank
and
you,
insightful.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for you all.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to be with you all.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks for IELTA
Thank you
Nepal.
everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Till next webinar. Bye-bye. Bye-bye everyone. So let me end the meeting.